Hi, I'm Gloria Chapa.
And I am Meteorologist Geoff Bansen.
And we're here to talk to you about winter and car safety. So one of the things that I hate when you're driving down the highway and someone has a whole bunch of ice on their car, on the roof of their car, and it flies off and hits yours. And even if it doesn't, if it does fly off, it could cause damage, it could cause an accident, but you can also get a summonses. So big important thing that you need in the winter, you need a brush. So one of these, you're going to have to brush off the roof, the trunk, the hood of your car, and don't forget the headlights so you can see if in case it's dark. Also, what people hate doing, and I know I do, is scraping the windshield. So I've got a little hack. Have you seen that YouTube video?
I have. It's a solution that is 2/3 part alcohol and 1/3 part water. You mix it together, and what it does is when you spray it on your windshield, it helps to melt the ice quicker because the alcohol transfers heat over to the ice that's on your windshield and helps to melt quicker.
So, easy winter with science. So the other thing that is always disturbing is when you have to drive in the winter and the SUV, that four-wheel drive, that giant one, flies past you going 65 miles an hour on a completely slushy road. Well, yeah, okay, four-wheel drive, it helps you go.
Four-wheel drive is great, but it does not, unfortunately, make you Superman. It does not make you Superman. You still need to drive carefully, and you need to slow down. It is better because, obviously, with the four-wheel drive, you can navigate through the snow quicker, but when it comes to stopping, you are just as vulnerable. In fact, you're more vulnerable than just a regular-sized sedan, any smaller cars, because you have more weight with an SUV, so it takes more stopping power.
And of course, physics.
Right.
An object in motion tends to stay in motion.
Exactly. And they've done tests with this, and they've actually shown that the smaller car will stop much quicker than the other car if they're going the same speed.
And you know what really helps? Get good tires, good all-weather, but even better snow tires, because they have more traction. They'll help you stop, and they'll help you maneuver a little bit.
Right. You go ahead. I think I know where you're going with this.
You know, there was that certain. Speaking of, we're going to talk about your tires. Your tires need to be checked during the winter because they do actually lose. They deflate. Deflategate comes to mind.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't going to say it. I was going to say a certain football game and a certain football team. You may have heard in the news about deflating footballs. And then they tried to say, well, hey, the weather could affect it. Now, not in that case. It was not nearly cold enough. However, the temperature can affect your pressure in your tires. A good rule of thumb is for every 10 degrees that pressure decreases, or should I say temperature decreases, your pressure can decrease by 1 psi.
So if the temperature drops from, let's say, 70 degrees, like we've had a couple weeks ago, to today, 25 degrees.
Right, if you're talking 40 degrees, 50 degrees, you're talking 4 or 5, respectively, psi drop in your tire, which is all the difference, because it's a very small number that your car manufacturer requires in your manual. So If it drops by just a little bit, you're going to be underinflated.
So keep that in mind. It does make a big difference. Also, if you have to head out, if you have to absolutely head out during the snow, there are a few things that you should remember. One, we were talking about four-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive. I know rear-wheel drive is not great during the snow.
It's great if you have a sports car and you want to go fast. That's when it's great.
But not in the snow. So what you need to do is you need to put some weight in the back of your car. So fill up your tank. Also, it's good to fill up your tank because you develop ice crystals if it's too cold, if there's some water in your tank. So fill it all the way up. That'll help your car. But also, it's weight in the back of your car. Put some weight, like a bag of cat litter in the back of your car.
Which can also help if you get stuck. Grab a shovel with you as well. But of course, the cat litter can help gain traction if you put it under your tires.
Put it underneath your tires. It's gotten me out of a few sticky situations. Unfortunately, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and get gas so you don't get stranded in the snow. That's a big one.
But if you do get stranded, there are a couple of things that you really should keep in mind. If you have to head out, make sure that you have, one, the full tank of gas, a flashlight, your phone might suffice.
Charge your phone before you go out in the snow.
Most definitely. Also, remember that you're going to want to keep, guess what you need, just in case you get stuck? You want a blanket. Because it gets cold outside, you've got to wait for AAA. Let's say maybe you need to get towed. You have a blanket, and you don't want to get stuck without it because you don't want to be underclothed in the cold weather.
And if you do get stuck, stay with your vehicle. Do not venture out, especially if it's snowing. This weekend we're going to see blizzard-like conditions. Should you get stuck, wait call someone if you can. Hopefully you charged your phone,
Mm-hmm.
and wait for help to arrive.
And stay in your car. Now, the other thing that might happen that you might get stuck, and you don't want to get stuck, is your battery will die, or could die, won't die, not will die, but can die in the cold because, well, you can explain it.
Well, the way the battery helps start your car is it's a chemical reaction, and the cold makes that reaction harder to happen with the chemicals in your battery. Now, if you have a nice new battery, you're going to be less likely to encounter that problem, but for older batteries especially, this just makes, it exacerbates that problem. So for that reason, you want to make sure that your battery is in good working condition. You can take it to AutoZone or any auto parts store and get it checked for free. And you might want to think about getting a new battery if your battery is old enough.
And make sure that you have some cables in your car in case you do need to get a jump, just in case. You don't want to get stuck out there. Anyway, so the whole point is I hope that, this helps you out, helps you prepare in case you have to head out in the snow. But really, I think that you should be at home with a hot drink, hot soup, and some Netflix.
Stay on the couch, grab a blanket, grab some Netflix, and grab a pillow.
I think that that's a good idea.
Just take it easy.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us here at 501 News. We hope that you're watching us on air. And, of course, we like to give you these little informative videos online. Thanks.
Stay safe this weekend.